Well, hello everyone. So we're back to do another video. We got a whole lot of stuff here. Not really. But anyway, I'm going to show you what we're going to do, what we're going to work with, and what we're going to do actually is egg rolls. My style. So whatever I have, I make egg rolls with. So I don't go to the internet and find a recipe. I just, whatever I have in my fridge or in the cupboards, I try to put it all together and make it. So we're going to use carrots. We're going to use this big ass mushroom. We're going to use egg roll wraps. We're going to use celery. We're going to use these meatballs that I bought, pork meatballs, and I'm going to sort of chop them up. And we're going to use the cabbage. We're going to use
canola.
She likes to say that. We're going to use black pepper, and we're going to use, of course, what's left of the soy sauce. So I'm going to get to chopping, washing, and we'll see you in a minute. So I'm back, and I forgot to mention something. This is
Ginger.
ginger. Yes, this is ginger. So we're going to use this also. So I'll just place it aside. But we're starting with carrots first, and if you noticed here, I've got them julienned and very thin as far as I can go, and without chopping my fingers off. So I started off by slicing the carrots this way, and then I will continue to julienne this way. And be careful with your fingers, everyone. Just take your time. There's no rush. We're not in a restaurant working for anyone, so be careful when you're using knives, and just take your time and enjoy what you're doing. So I'll just do this piece, and then I'll get to work at preparing the other ones once I'm done. So there we go. Be back in a sec. Celery. Here we go. So again, I'm going to cut it down the middle, just like our last video. And you're bending on me. So there. And for this one here, I'm going to cut it like that, and cut it thinly also, and not cut my fingers off at the same time. So that's how I will do this, and as soon as I'm done, we'll go to the ginger. Okay, so now we're going to do the ginger. I have the celery already chopped up, so I've already processed some of it. So it's peeled, and all you have to do is just cut it and slice it as thin as you can. You can use a grater if you want, but I don't like graters. I'd rather use my knife. So as thin as you can, like that, and then you just cut it into slivers. And it doesn't have to be even. It's going to be, everything's going to be cooked together. So and this you can do like a bunch, sliver it up. I pre-sliced it already, so I'm just making it smaller. There we go. It's going to blend nicely with the other food. There we go. So I'll do the rest, and we'll see you in a sec. So I decided to do garlic. We have a little bit of garlic left, and I'll have to get some more, but I'm going to do 2 to demonstrate, and then we'll move on to the next thing. So, like I usually do, keep it on there, keep it down on the board, and pull it apart, and it comes off. See? Here we go. I think it's all off. Nope, it's not all off, but it's almost all off. I find it the easiest way to peel garlic. There we go. See? So we're going to chop up the garlic now, and it doesn't really matter how you chop it for this recipe, because it's just going to be combined with everything and for flavor. That's it. Okay, so you can see, ladies and gentlemen, that we have mushrooms already coarsely chopped, and I'm just going to sharpen my, or not sharpen, but hone the knife a little bit, because it's good enough. I'm just going to give it a wipe. I don't want to have anything go into the food. There we go. And all you're going to do is just chop it to, you have small pieces, really fine dice, because you don't want it, you don't want to have big pieces in your packets. So you want to have small pieces mixed into your mixture, which the mixture is like that so far. Okay, that's good enough. And I'll have to do it to the rest of it, and then we will move on. Here's a big meatball. So here, eat.
Good boy.
So we're going to. Well, here's a process that I did here. I took the meatball, and then I halved the meatball, and coarsely chopped it, and then the last stage was to finely chop it. So I won't show you how I did it. There you have it. Okay, guys, we have a head of cabbage. So I'm using the, I don't want to use red. Red gives off too much dye, so it's not good for egg rolls. And I already pre-cut it. I just have to continue cutting through. And there we go. So I'm going to use the small one and see how much cabbage I get to shred here. And I might have to use more later. So I would suggest that you cut out the core so it doesn't get mixed in with the other shredding. So I cut it off on both, on an angle like that, and slippery, it's wet, and just cut down there. So that's out, the core's out. So now we're going to start slicing, and what you do is very carefully, keep your fingers out of the way, cut off this part here, and you can slice that later if you don't like wasting, and go as thin as you can. Do it again. I use this sort of back and forth motion because it gives me a better control over the cut than just slicing down. So that's what I do. So it's pretty thin, you can see, and that's what you want. You don't have to do any more chopping. Just separate the pieces like that, and you just throw that into your mixture, and mixture's here. That's what our mixture looks like so far. So with the addition of the cabbage, we're complete.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I've finished chopping as much cabbage shredding as much cabbage as I need, and I'm going to apply garlic pepper, and that should be enough. There's already some spices in there, and the idea here is to mix it really well because you want it to be uniformed all the way through your egg rolls. The taste, the flavor, the appearance, the color, whatever you want to say. Don't be afraid to use your hands, but wash them really well.
Of course.
You wouldn't do it if you were picking your nose, right?
I hope not.
Scratching your bum.
Hope not.
Or what else? Touching your hair. Which that is one of the biggest ones. People pull back their hair or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or things like that. Alright, what do you think? Look good?
Yes.
Alright, I agree.
Looks good.
So that's your finished product right there. Looks fine to me. We only have so many egg wrappers. We could go out and get some more. Maybe tomorrow I'll get some more. Yeah. We're not going to do this right now. We're preparing. And I'm going to leave this overnight to combine the flavors. Then tomorrow I'm going to cook. So I'll continue making this video and adding sections to it. So tomorrow again, we'll see you. Okay guys, I forgot something. What is it?
Cilantro.
Cilantro. So I found that and I'm going to put it in because that'll really help the flavor. It'll make a nice fragrant smell. So you just chop it up as fine as you want it. So I'm just going to chop it up. Good enough. There you go. You can make it finer if you want, not necessary. Again, wash your hands. When you're touching the food, I'm always pre-washing. And you mix it as much as you want to blend everything together. That's it. There's our finished product. Nothing else is going in there.
Nice.
Okay, we're going to cook this up and let it sit overnight to let the flavors all come together. And so we're ready. Our pan's really hot. I'm not using oils because we don't have oil. We forgot to get it when we went shopping. Right here. So I'm going to use butter. It'll work. So here we go. You can see how hot the pan is. So we gotta get the food in there because butter burns quickly. Not even giving the time for the butter to melt. It will melt. Alright. My hands are clean. I'm just reminding people in case they go, oh, look at. Anyway, here we go. I'm using this to pick it up because the spoon just get it everywhere. And of course, even with this, it'll probably get it everywhere. I don't use a wok because the wok is more metal and this is electric and it just doesn't cook well. So I'm thinking about getting a gas burner to do some cooking. I'm going to look into that. So, what do you think? What's a political thing we could talk about today?
Well, you told me some new stuff about the vaccine, like how it can trouble young people's hearts.
Yeah, yeah. I saw that on a Facebook page, and I did copy it. Um, yeah, younger people. It affects younger people more than older people, and I don't know why.
Well, it would make sense because your body is still developing. And
That's probably it, right?
And you're trying to get immune to your life and try to, you know, when you go outside and your body is still trying to adapt to the nature and everything
Well,
as well.
It's a fact that, you know, from anywhere from 0 until 18, you're still developing, right? Your
Yeah.
body's developing, your brain is developing. So if you put anything in there, even alcohol can have an effect on an adolescent, right?
Yeah.
It can affect their cognitive abilities, and we read an article about that on a medical article about marijuana, right?
Yeah.
Doing that. So, yeah, it's not good what, and that was confirmed by the CDC, that's right. It was a CDC memo or some sort of report. I have to look at it again, but it was CDC for sure. And they are now confirming that that is going on.
Look, it's just the fact that it's just you shouldn't give vaccines or anything to your child, especially when you don't know what's in it.
Exactly. That's irresponsible of anyone.
Yeah.
What do I had, you know, what was that thing about if you go to a doctor, you should get a second opinion and maybe even a third, right? So should you be taking any doctor's word for it? No. So why do we have to take pharmaceutical companies' word for it? They're not doctors, right? They're not practicing doctors. They're working for a company and they have one goal: make money for the company. So anyway, there's my rant. What else?
You shouldn't give anything foreign to your body. Simple as that.
Well, the things you eat is foreign, but the thing is, we have adapted over years to eat that stuff, right?
Yeah, but I don't
And
think...
even today we get allergies from certain things.
And I don't think we're born to adapt to taking man-made vaccines.
That hasn't been proven. That's the
Yeah.
whole thing. It's not proven. We are, if you are part of the, I don't want to get into who is and who isn't, but if you're part of that experiment, that just says it right there. You're part of an experiment, right?
Yeah,
That's the big global experiment.
you're volunteering to be a guinea pig.
And I thought they were doing that, you know, people got paid to volunteer for these, you know, experiments that the pharmaceutical companies do to, you know, see how the medicines react to humans. So they do case studies that way. But that's a select few, and it's also, they also get paid for it, and they have to sign a document saying that, yeah, we know that this is an experiment and something bad could go wrong. But who gives the companies now the right? The fucking government.
Yeah.
There's that word again, sorry. I have to excuse my language.
I mean, they shouldn't be censoring anyway, since you're not hurting anyone.
No,
But
it's just I'm expressing my deep, sincere, concerned thoughts about what is transpiring
yeah.
and the illegal, corrupt system that is allowed to exist because of somebody. In our country. All right. That's enough, I think, right?
Yeah.
What do you
think
think?
so.
I think
so.
it's cool. That's, well, it's hot, but it's
It
cool.
looks good.
It looks good. There, and it will continue to cook, right? So we'll turn this off. We're done. Let's do a close-up.
Should I take it off?
Sure, take the camera off there. We got a camera on the stand, so we're gonna take the camera off. So if there's a little, yeah, that's not bad. Cameraman. Yeah, that's good. Okay, good.
All right.
Yep. So this is gonna cool overnight, and then we're going to start the assembly tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. This is the day after. We have our finished product, and we're going to assemble the egg rolls. Now, I'll just point the camera down. My cameraman, or camera girl, is not here today. She had to go and do something, so I am in charge of the camera and everything else. So here we have the egg mixture. It's one egg, and it has a little bit of water in it, just a tablespoon of water, and mixed very well. These are the egg roll wrappers, so that's the make if you're interested. And I'm going to have to sort of scrape off the excess flour on these. They put a lot of flour on so they don't stick together, so you want to take that off, and we're all set to go. So let's do the first one. Now, I use a knife to scrape off as much as you can, excess stuff. It's a little time consuming, but what else do you have to do on a Sunday evening, eh? I don't like that extra flour. You can see how much flour on one wrapper there is. So to quicken things up, you could do it ahead of time if you want. So I'm going to do open roll, and it just means I'm just going to roll it, and it's trial and error as much as far as how much you want to put in. I'm going to try to make it as even as possible. I'm going to try to pack them. See if I can really. I don't know how good these wrappers are. I've used them before, but Natalie Lee did most of the rolling, so she had the training more than I did. So I'm going to really tighten them. Remember, everything here in the mixture is pre-cooked, so you don't have to worry about cooking. It's just getting the right color for your wrapper. And I think it's rolling okay. I could probably put some more in the edges. So once you get the idea how much you need in there, then it'll go pretty fast. Okay, so again, try it again. Trying to get it even, so I'm moving down, up and down the egg roll. You could go fast if you want and just do a sloppy job, but now I'm gonna, or maybe you're good at rolling, who knows. There we go. Not bad. You can cut off the edges if you want. I don't find a necessity for that. And there's the first one. It's pretty well stuck together. Pack these in if you want to. but I'm going to leave them open. I don't have to cook these very long. And there you go, that's the first one. I think we can see that, yes. So there's the first one. I'll do one more on camera, and then I'll go away and do them all, and then we'll come back and fry them up. So again, I'm taking off the excess flour. I really don't want that in there. It's a little bit time consuming, like I said, but it's worth it in the long run for the quality. Just don't press too hard with the knife because you'll cut your wrapper. There we go. And clean up later. So here we go again, a portion size that you have to adjust to. I guess it's like rolling a cigar. I never rolled a cigar before. I don't smoke, so I'm not real good at rolling cigarettes or cigars. I wouldn't know what really to do, except maybe you do it the same way as an egg roll. Okay, so here we go again. I'm going to try to pack it in as I roll, so keep packing it in under the roll. And testing to see if we have enough on the edges as we do it. So this stuff here, you don't want that in the way because it'll get bumpy. Your egg roll will get bumpy, and maybe even that excess stuff will rip through your wrapper. So you want to clear the space, clear the way as you roll. Alright, here we go. We're doing fine. Now I'm going to add my egg. Mixture, and continue to roll and press a little bit. Not bad. Pack it in the edge. And complete. Don't worry about the excess stuff on the edges. So that's it. And we'll come back and do the rest of them and fry. Okay, I decided as I was rolling these, I was going to make a different method, do a different method, different style, and so I'm doing the open-ended, and both ends are open, of course, and then I also did the close-ended. So I'm going to show you how to do the close-ended. So take your meat mixture and vegetable mixture, and you put it right in the middle, and then take your egg mixture that I made earlier and apply it to the outer edges, just like this. Okay, so now you roll it as tight as you can. Oh, I have a show in the background there because it was getting a little bit boring as I was doing this. So I forgot to turn it off. So tuck, 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 roll, 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 and then when you get to the halfway mark of the wrapper, take your corners and fold them over just like that. Just like that. and then continue to tightly roll. And there we go. So that's it. Okay, here is the cooking process. I've got everything set up, the egg rolls, and I've put a few layers of paper towel here for the cooked egg rolls. Our oil is, I just got this today. I didn't have much choice, so I just picked it up. I prefer canola oil or peanut oil for this, but corn oil will have to do. So, how do I test to see if this is hot enough? Well, it could be smoking, but if it's smoking, then it's too hot. There you go, stand back. Oh yeah, that's plenty. That's a good test right there. The water is, and I'm going to turn that heat down. So, we're ready to go. This is called shallow frying, in my opinion. I really don't want to do any deep frying. So I'm going to start. Here we go. I don't want to cook these very long, so I have to go fast in placement. I'm pre-cooking. Remember, everything's cooked already, so I don't have to do much cooking here. I just want to brown them a little bit, and then I want to put them away for another day. So it's a little bit of pre-cooked. Test the other side. Yeah, we're getting there. Good. Place that over there a little bit. That's perfect. That's all I want right there. That's the color I want because I'm pre-cooking, and then I'll heat them up later. So if I cook them too much, they're going to be overcooked. And that's a little bit overdone, but it's fine. I'm just interested in cooking the dough, making sure the dough is cooked. And next time when I really want to use them, I will then cook them to the desired brownness I want. Golden brown, maybe. Okay, so here we go again. Another row. Always be careful around grease, guys. You don't want to fire, or you don't want to scald yourself. Turn them over. So, a little bit of politics. What about the case of that poor child that had leukemia being kicked out of Ronald McDonald's house? That's awful. I don't eat at Ronald McDonald. I don't eat at McDonald's, period. I hate that food. Every time I eat there, I feel sick. Literally. And so I don't go there. Can't stand the food anyway. I don't know if you even want to call it food. I make all my own stuff at home. So that I haven't heard much more about it. I'll have to check into it. But it's all over the news. And because something about not being vaccinated or something. So here we are, kicking out cancer patients out of McDonald's. It doesn't make sense to me. This poor child is already going through a lot. and then they have the nerve to stress the child and the parents out more. This kid has got cancer. Why are you worried about something that you can't prove exists? At the moment the person goes in there, the person's well, let me re-say this. The person that's vaccinated can carry the virus and can spread the virus. So what's the difference if you let an unvaccinated person in? It's the same thing. It's just a matter of segregating people. The 20%, it's all a ploy, it's all a government ploy to segregate people, to get people under their control, and it all needs to stop because you're destroying the freedom of people, the freedom of human rights. It's destroying human rights and freedoms in this country. So we're almost done here, ladies and gentlemen. And I would say that's done. So let me get these onto the paper. Guess I should have had this a little bit more organized. Now, yeah, they look a bit pale, but that's what I want. I don't want them overcooked. Again, I'm going to be cooking them one more time. And you know, actually this is what restaurants do. They pre-cook them like this, and then they cook them again. Some more paper towel. Cover this. Oop, it's got away there. And get this off the sheet. There we go. Now they are ready. But when we sit down, when Lee comes back and we sit down, we're going to show you the finished product. Okay, here's the final process. These are pre-cooked. Now we're going to do a final cook on them, and it's only going to take a little bit of time, just maybe a minute. So here we go. Shallow deep fry. For me, I don't need deep fry. We just want a little bit more color. I'm just turning one over to see how it's coloring, browning. That's good.
Nice.
Yeah. Just that pan there. There we go. I think we're almost ready to take them out. Keep turning them to get rid of your pale color. Try to brown them evenly as much as you can. I think that's good. What do you think?
That looks good.
Yeah, good. All right, so we'll take them out.
Alright.
Sure. Put them on the paper towel. So I'll do the rest, and then we'll sit down and eat.
Okay.
We're all set, ready to go. Yum yum, eat eat. So we have a big mess. There's the egg rolls, ready to go. We have some rice. We have some fresh cauliflower, broccoli. Yeah, it looks like broccoli. It's green. And then we have a hot sweet and sour sauce here, and soya sauce here, and of course standby a cola, and that's it. So that's our poor dinner tonight.
So, with that, it's good.
Yeah, and see this nifty little picture up here? Lee made that for me.
Yes,
That's me. It's a pretty good rendition.
with a frog.
With a stuffed froggy on my head. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really well done. Thanks a lot, appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So maybe you can zoom in on it.
I'll take it out.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's
Remember,
a good one.
front camera, we can't.
Yeah, so there we go. That's me.
Nice.
Yeah. So here we go. All set for the eat, and then we'll move some stuff. Ooh,
Yeah, you
almost.
put it back.
Yeah, no problem. So, anything in the political world today?
Haven't been looking at the news lately.
I know Joe Rogan was in the news.
Oh, what happened?
He said something that people didn't like, so they beat him up for it. But he's a big boy.
What did he say?
What was it? I forget. I have to get that up on the screen. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. It's just that he said something, and there was some truth to it, but he for some reason he got his facts wrong or whatever. But it's not a big deal.
I mean,
And he corrected himself, and he went on and twittered and said sorry for, but he went on and twittered and said, I made a mistake, but here's the truth.
you shouldn't beat up someone just because they made a mistake.
No,
right?
it's the people that don't want to admit to their mistakes,
That's the problem.
right? We know they made a mistake. We know that they're liars, whatever, but they won't admit to it, right? They're not transparent. But he's very transparent, and that's what I respect about him. So
You have to be.
yeah, and it wasn't a big deal anyway.
It's not a big deal to make an error as long as you correct your error.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody makes mistakes. It's human, part of being human, right? Okay, let's go to it. Don't you love the gas sound?
Yes.
This one wasn't bad. Okay, let me see if I can. Ooh, see, I can drop things all the time. So,
You're gonna need to get that cap.
yeah, we'll get it. There you go, wino.
The unalcohol wine.
Woo! Okay, let me get that cap if I can. Way down here. In the abyss. It always seems further than it really is.
Because it's in an awkward position.
Yeah. All right, you want some rice?
Yes.
I'm just gonna have a little bit. I'm not really hungry that much tonight, but I made a whole bunch of rice. I went overboard, and it like
What, you like
spewed out the top of the rice cooker and everything.
like what, changed it like 3 times?
I don't know what was happening that night.
Something was not properly.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know, overload or something. Get this done, throw it in there. You know, it's like putting too much soap in the washing machine. It's just like the soap over there. The soap just keeps coming out the top of the washing machine.
Have you ever done that?
I think I have, but I can't remember when. Can we also do that?
I guess.
Yeah. All right, so we need a fork. Here's a fork. Pick what you want. There's the close-ended one. And there's the open-ended one.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so, up to you. And you got your own dip?
Yep.
Yeah. So let's see how this tastes. I'm going to put a little soya on my rice. Take a spoon. And put it on there. There we go.
I heard that Canada's
Huh? What?
Here, let me show you.
So this is Canada deploys special forces to Ukraine amid rising tensions with Russia.
Bruh.
Yeah. Yeah. What's going on with NATO, eh?
Yeah. I mean, what are they gonna do?
You think they're going to, Russia's going to invade Ukraine?
Big possibility. I mean, they always wanted Ukraine.
No? With the European Union being dependent on Russian oil and gas, I don't think they're going to get too high of a response from them. And Germany's being passive, right?
I think so.
Yeah. And with the West in turmoil, with the stupid leaders that we have, there's no, you know, people. I think Europe has lost their confidence in America for sure. Canada's not really has a say in it because they're not a superpower. You know, Trudeau is a wannabe superpower. They're never going to be. We don't have the population.
Trudeau is just a dictator.
Mm-hmm.
That's all he is.
No, we need a new government, right?
Yep.
We need a new government. We need a new government quickly. Get rid of Trudeau. Enough is enough of that guy. I didn't vote for him. I didn't want him in the first place.
O'Toole as well.
Yeah, O'Toole's just another tool of the globalists. Perfect name. That's why they picked him, maybe. And of course, the NDP government's a bunch of idiots. New Democratic Party.
No, man.
They're not democratic.
None of these parties are not Democrat. They claim to be, but they're not.
Well, anyway. It's a mess. It's a mess.
Really?
This is really good.
They're excellent.
Thank you. You couldn't get any better at a restaurant. They're really tasty inside. We have sausage meat, of course, in there, so it's really good. And the sausage meat is already spiced up, so it's great.
It's excellent.
Yeah, they're a good size too.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
I'm going to play something if maybe, I don't know if you guys know Steven Crowder, but I'm going to play something that he had on his show just a couple of days ago, and it hits home here, especially in Quebec. So I don't know if we'll be able to pick it up, but anyway. Let me just disappear for a sec. Here we go. This is January 13th, and it's Steven Crowder's show. You
Yep.
can see it on YouTube.
Let's go back.
Oopsies.
They are, to give you a list and all references,
Can you hear it?
imposing
Yep.
a health contribution tax on unvaccinated. Okay, they've banned dog walking during curfew, 10 p.m. to 5 a.m.
Banned dog
mandating
walking.
Vaccines for liquor and cannabis
Right.
stores, because if people aren't vaccinated, something could go wrong at the local liquor store.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
the cannabis store part. If you want to get high, you gotta have a vaccine. You're good at sticking your arm right.
Vaccine after next.
Yeah, really, the only thing that you can rely on is being blind drunk.
Yeah.
That's the healthiest thing for a society.
Absolutely. Yeah. I was gonna get vaccinated, but I was blind, stinking drunk. In that movie line. And they're soon going to be mandating a booster shot, which just seems like, why do any of this at this point? And also the some of you know him as Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, and a lot of you say, well, he's the guy who does blackface like every other Tuesday. I know him as the biggest piece of shit who's ever lived.
Yes.
So, depending on, I just want to make sure that you're all familiar.
Doesn't just do
he
blackface,
was
he dresses
asked
in other people's
on a French-Canadian
clothing
show.
cultures.
Yeah.
And I
Throws
speak
him
French, so
down
I'm
himself
gonna listen to
downstairs.
audio through, their subtitles. What bothers me is he's actually speaking the right wrong French. He's speaking in a French Canadian accent. Yeah, he corrects himself. In other words, it would be like me show. It's just like when Biden would say, "I want to put you all back in chains."
Well, like when Hillary Clinton's.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
He's doing that with the French. And you know the left is the party, they're the compassionate party. We just they want to make sure that we get rid of kids from Ronald McDonald's houses. Now, this is not some kind of extreme
Yeah, imagine
view.
that.
This is the mainstream
It's all
view
about
of the
kids,
left.
but they want to get rid
This
of
is the
kids.
mainstream view of the country that exists.
I don't
that
get
is
it.
most similar
Where's
to
the
America. It's
logic?
supposed to be compassionate,
I mean,
tolerant.
remember
And
what
here
we
he is
read
actually
about like
using those words.
immigration and that how
Prime Minister
Canada's
Blackface himself
growing
saying,
rate is slow,
We
like birth
shouldn't
rate,
tolerate
Mhm.
but they don't
these
even
people.
respect
And
the
by the way,
children.
these people, these are, the enemies.
Lies,
of the
lies,
state,
and more lies.
Joe Biden, former Vice President Biden would put it, but really just the unvaxxed. Listen to this man
Oui,
speak.
on va s'en sortir de cette pandémie par la vaccination. Puis on en connaît tous des gens qui sont en train d'hésiter un petit peu. On va continuer d'essayer de.
If you don't understand French, what he's talking about here, I'm sure you saw this. This is cutting down unvaccinated people, calling them misogynists and calling them racist and extremists.
Et là,
Yeah, that 4-year-old with leukemia is a real Klansman.
Est-ce qu'on tolère ces gens-là?
This guy's a joke. In my opinion, he's a criminal.
On fait ce qu'il fallait faire.
I mean, of course, what he's doing right now is
On veut
criminal.
revenir aux choses qu'on aime faire. C'est pas ces gens-là qui vont nous bloquer maintenant.
So a couple of things there. First off, are you seeing the pattern here? When he says 80%, he's saying 80% of Quebecers are vaccinated, so we won't tolerate these people. Do you see why democracy doesn't work? Do you see why mob rule is a lie? Do you understand why it's important that we're a constitutional republic? It doesn't matter if 80% of Quebecers are vaccinated. 70% of them marry their cousins.
Bruh.
So the rule that they always justify is, well, most Australians are okay with it, so you should go to your self-quarantine.
really
Well,
flavorful.
most Quebecers are okay with it, therefore we shouldn't tolerate these people who are unvaccinated. And he throws
Gotta get
in
your
there, he
greens,
says,
right?
These people who are, and I'm sorry, my brain, I keep going back from French to English, saying there are these
Yes,
extremist
I'm
groups
eating more
who
broccoli
are
now.
opposed to
Good, good.
vaccination. They're usually racist, they're usually misogynist.
Broccoli's
Hold on a
good
second.
for you.
What are the most vaccine hesitant groups?
Anyway,
Can I
so
just,
I thought I saved this. I thought it was
minorities
pretty
and
good.
pregnant women?
The video?
Mhm.
Yes.
But if you guys want to hear
Misogynist against themselves.
They can't help but
more
fail.
of this
They can't
video,
help
just
but
go
just
to
say, hey, look,
Louder.
we're totalitarian, okay?
See,
I
Louder.
believe in mob rule.
Louder with Crowder.
Even though
Okay,
right now,
on
yes,
YouTube.
you're
Louder
obviously
with
saying
Crowder.
unvaccinated or unvaccinated. That's a fact. At this point, look, what happens if you're vaccinated?
Yeah, he's a great.
Yeah,
He's a great person.
it's a great show. He's a Canadian actually, but he's moved to the States because he's given up with Canada, and rightly so. if I had the money and everything, I'd probably end up doing what he did. We already looked at a few places, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
The state is much better because you have your freedoms and you're not worried about it being taken away.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a better environment to live in. Yeah, we don't have like the same luxury when it comes to healthcare, but
If you live in a good community,
Of course.
which we scanned out, and it's one of the safest places.
yeah, the community matters too in every country you go to.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, America, despite the politics that's going on with Biden and everything, is still a much better place to stay.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Now, look at the crime rate in this region where we are. It's one of the highest in the world. And this is Canada.
it's sad.
We see in local newspapers here, we see, what is it, four now?
Yeah.
4 women disappeared in what, a 6 months time, even less than that. And every time there's some other woman disappeared. You know, I don't know how frequent that is in your area in Canada, but it seems a bit high here.
The reason why it's also high is not a big city. It's not even a city. It's a town. It shouldn't be occurring that much.
Population of 40,000, maybe, right? Yeah.
And it's all in a similar region too, so it's scary.
There was a murder downtown. There was a murder downtown not long ago.
Robberies.
Robberies all the time. We might even have walked into a robber that night, right? When we were walking the night of the deer. So I'm going to introduce a video for you guys. It was a treat for Lee and I. We were walking up the mountain on one of the main streets here. And it's amazing because it's one of the main streets. And it goes up the mountain side. And we were halfway up.
Yeah.
Yeah, to that area where the dog walkers are, right?
Yeah.
The mountain goes higher, but so we were halfway up from there, so maybe a quarter way up the mountain, something like that.
And then the freaking deer came out of nowhere and it freaked me out.
We're walking down the sidewalk, and I look over and I thought it was a neighbor and doing something on his property, and I was just about to say, hello, how are you? And it just came rushing out at us, and it just brushed by us, and it was a deer. It was like, whoa. And
2 more came out.
yeah, seconds later, 2 more followed. So it
we
ended
followed
up
them.
being a doe and the 2 babies.
So we followed them.
So we ended up following them all the way down 43rd Street and 43rd Avenue, and we got it on video.
It was such a beautiful
Yeah,
moment.
so I'm gonna show that.
Yeah.
So that'll be next. Actually, next, because it'll be on this video. Anyway.
They were so fat too.
Yeah, and they were after the cedar bushes, so that's what they like to eat. There's an abundance of them here. Near our house, not far really, and this is what we ran into today, unexpectedly. 3 deer.
It's so adorable.
Let's be quiet so they don't get scared. Sorry, I'm talking too loud. I should wait for whispering. So we're following deer home.
I don't know what you're going.
Cool. They're walking down the path, the sidewalk.
They're checking out on something.
They went into the bushes?
They're checking out the bushes.
They're feeding. Let's get a little closer. That's their rear end. Are you getting a good picture?
Trying to.
Is there any way you can? Is there any way you can put a light?
We freak them out?
No. Anyway, thanks for viewing, and we'll have another great meal coming, and more politics. So take care. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and anything else?
Turn the notifications.
Oh, turn the notifications on. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, from me and Lee, we'll see you at another video. Bye for now. Take care.